Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Mania True Nerd, and welcome to the Stanley Parable, a game that I don't know. I genuinely don't know. There was a lot of buzz about this game, like what was that, maybe 6 months, a year ago, or something, but somehow it just like completely passed me by. I never played it, I never watched like anyone play it. I saw one video on it, I saw Dan's video, the Nerdcube video on this, but he was like very careful to only show like a very beginningy bit and very clearly said you should experience this for yourself. I'm not going to show you it like I did with the beginner's guide. So, alright, a little bit late to the table, but let's go do that, shall we?
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-winding, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
And we are in control. So yes, this bit I do know. I do know I'm in a game, and obviously there is a narrator who is saying things that are technically happening ahead of what I've done them. So you can ignore or obey the kind of the voices in my head. Well, this computer that should give me orders but doesn't. So I can move around, but can I actually do anything else? Like, is there any button at all that... Oh!
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
And I'm back in the office, but the door is open. You know what? I'm going to go through the door. We're going to go through the door now. That's fine. The door going through the door is fine.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
He could, however, find quite a few invisible walls. That was mysterious. So yeah, you know, obviously, I get the feeling like in this game, many people, when a narrator tells them what to do, they don't do what the narrator says. They rebel. The thing is, what happens if you do exactly what the narrator says? That's the one thing the game's not expecting, is it? Haha. I'm going to follow the instructions of the narrator exactly, because that is logically the true ending.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yes, sir. And then this will be the meeting room in question. Lovely.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to dissolve a dispute with a... Oh, this is This is depressingly familiar. As for those who don't know, like, I worked in office jobs for like 7 years before I went YouTube-y, and whiteboards and PowerPoint presentations and using slides to assure employees that everything okay. Oh, blimey. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Synergize core value, expenditures, shift global market, power, something's been covered up, quarterly pie chart, profits, number of slides on this slide. Charted slides. That's good. Oh, blimey. What is hot? Profits is hot. Profits are indeed hot. Money, things. We need more scribbled out, less reviews. Oh, yes, that is a beautiful little parody of how management occasionally just changes its mind for what's required. Lovely. Narrator?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Thank you. Although, admittedly, I don't believe for 1 second that the boss's office could only be accessed through this really grimy staircase. Don't believe that for 1 minute. Ooh, it's nice, though. That's very pretty. Executive bathroom. Oh, can't get in there. That's a shame. That would have been lovely to visit. And then no secretary either. No anything. Boss's office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Wait, hang on. So canonically, should I know this or not? I don't know.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Wait, what device? What device are we talking about? Not the phone. You said there was a keypad behind the boss's desk. What?
2845.
Yes, where do you want me to enter it? Where's the keypad? You want me to enter the 2845?
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in.
Oh, there it was! No, I can do this!
And Stanley got the hell along with the story.
2845! 2845! 2845! I did it before you finished your sentence. Screw you! I missed the giant thing. That's pretty much many a true nerd gaming in a nutshell. That missed the obvious thing. Alright, so now we're in some sort of secret back area. Do you want me to go down the lift? Narrator! I need additional instruction. Alright, I seem to go down the left. Yeah, push button. Go down left.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Well, the answer's because it's the narrator. I'm just following that instruction instead. Ooh, something else has just opened up here. Lights.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Every part of gaming instinct says go towards escape, but no, obey instructions. Obey instructions. Disobey instructions later. And what do we have here? Should I push the big button? God! Give me a sign. Alright, fine, I'm going to push the big button. If you don't give me a sign, I'm pushing... Alright, we're pushing the button.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yes. Yes, he did. Quite easily, in fact. Then we've got the camera button. Is there anything else? Can't read the document, so big button it is.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Stanley doesn't care about freedom. Stanley never cared about freedom in the first place. Also, I wish I knew which screen was 427 because I missed that before they were all replaced. Now the numbers are gone. So sadly, I can't go and find my own desk. Maybe on a subsequent playthrough. Oh, which one was it? Which one was it? It was 427. So hang on. So 423. Oh, yes, there it is. Look, there it is. Straight ahead. Straight right in the middle. The one that's at the one that's at the bottom. The one that's at the bottom of the screen right now. We'll just wait for it to go back over to the cameras and we'll be able to see our beautiful office. Oh, I miss my office. Why is my office so much worse lit than everyone else? It's like they don't care about my eyesight or something. Bloody hell. Ah, one more button to push. One more button. Lift.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Well, broadly that would make sense, yes, why you would do a job where you would just have to push buttons for all eternity. Well, the question then, logically, is why exactly would anyone have done such a thing? I mean, what's the point of making them push buttons other than just to verify what happens if you try and get someone to push the buttons?
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Maybe it's a metaphor for how we're all truly blind to the world.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
But I was quite happy. I was happy. How do I dismantle them? Is there a dismantle button? Status control. Commencify pushing buttons. Actually, there's a big thing here that says 5 on it. 5 is probably the self-destruct button. Or not. Ah, wait. A massive Mass Effect style push button to end game option. Beautiful.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Turning it off doesn't really do that job, but alright, we'll just try turning it off and see what that does. Uh-oh.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine! Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
I wish more computer game characters were like that. More computer game characters were just like, you know what? I've got away, so I'm fine. I've got away. I'm absolutely fine. I don't need to do anything else. Everything's a-okay. Don't need to worry about it. Maybe I'm not going to read all the terminals and listen to all the audio logs. Maybe I'm just fine the way I bloody am. But okay, let's go the other way now. Let's disobey every single bloody instruction this bastard gives us and see where that takes us instead.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Not this time, Your Holiness.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
That sounds like a thing I might be doing.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
It's certainly a bit of an unusual employee lounge with this kind of slightly almost set apart little area in which they haven't put anything, when this would logically be the perfect place to put like a TV and a sofa so you could watch Neighbours while you were eating your lunch. Plus, if it is going to be the employee lounge, it could do with like the windows being like, yeah, it needs more windows this. It needs to be lighter and nice and so forth. Anyway, okay, fine, shut up, Morgan Freeman, we'll go.
The first open door on his left.
First open door on his left. Nope. Bye.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
And now we've made it into some sort of little back area-y thing. Good. Ooh. Danger. Warning, do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Screw... Okay. That's not the narrator. That's not the narrator. So, I say we're fine.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing...
Jumping off the cargo lift. Jumping off the cargo lift. Way, there we go.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
I'm just disobeying every instruction I can. The sign said don't jump off the lift, so I'm jumping off the lift.
Let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Oh, no, he didn't. Oh, flip.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Free will.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red...
Free will, free will, free will.
You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better?
Dinosaurs.
What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
Dinosaurs.
Take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
No, I'm happy with the right-hand door we went through last time. Do.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Well, more choices, you say. Many games benefit from more choice, but choice for its own sake is bad. Just an extra door is not good, so poor.
I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Then we've got, the Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. That theoretically could be real data? Because I am online right now. This is PC and online and so forth. But I'm guessing that's yes. I'm guessing it's not. We've gone a bit GLaDOS-y. Sorry, I'm going through the right-hand door again. I like that one. You told me not to go through it. Oh, no. No, no. Oh, darn it. You're taking choice away from me.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
To be honest, yes, I enjoyed the online leaderboards in Just Cause 3, but generally not, so you get a 2.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
Go right ahead.
Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Yep, I've played Who's Your Daddy. In the oven he goes.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even...
I've told you, dinosaurs.
I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Ah, much better.
At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough?
It will be. I just kind of need a jump and an action button.
Now on. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
Why do I get the feeling he's about to trap me in there forever because he hates me?
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Did you just give me a way? Oh, he gave me a way out. He gave me a way out. Yes.
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Oh, and it's Portal.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
I'll admit it's quite impressive that they've actually basically put almost... I don't know if they've actually contacted the devs and borrowed the original bloody game code or perfectly recreated it in the relevant game engine of Portal and Minecraft, but they've done a lovely job. I admire this.
Ooh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
Oh, I can totally do puzzles. In this game, I can actually grab things and move them around. It's beautiful.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt you...
Was I supposed to just fall through this hole in the floor? On my own? Down here? In a basement? And then now... Oh, I've got no... Oh, no. I've got no instructions to disobey. What am I supposed to do if I don't have any instructions to actively disobey? Okay, the last instruction you gave me was take the door on the left, I think. So, logically, if I just completely ignore all doors on the left, we'll be doing... Oh, hello. What are you? That's just a thing I don't think I can get to. There's a light over here. We will follow our way to the light. Walk into the light, Stanley. Find the computer. Oh! 427. That's my office. Except, it's not my office. It's a different office. It's a server room or something.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
And back to the beginning we go. And that means, 1, the narrator can outweight the player, and 2, free will in games, total freedom in games, as represented by falling into the beta stage and just wandering around where there was nothing to do, is not what either the player or the character, they don't want that. They want something that just wraps things up neatly so the story has an ending. We would rather have controlled structure than absolute freedom. Absolute freedom in games is a bad... Ooh, this is starting to get interesting and meta-y. Right, now this time, learn the truth. This is going to be the learn the truth run. I'm going to figure out what happened. I'll obey instructions if I have to, but I could also... Oh, input received. Input received. Ooh, hang on. Just dance on the keyboard. Dan, input. Receive the input. There's... I can't input any more input. That was all the input I could receive. Alright, fine. Now, what else do we have here? We've got... Yeah, it's interesting that in the base game, you can't grab things and move them around. But as that's in the Portal universe, where you can move things around, you were allowed to. Which is fascinating. Okay, let's not disobey God, because God might want what's best for me.
He entered the door on his left.
That's fine. I'll obey the door. I'll obey all of the instructions until such time as I think I might be better served finding out the truth by not. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, the boss's other room. This is intriguing. I assume this would be locked. All right, I'm taking the elevator. We're going for the elevator. Sorry, we're going down. Down the elevator. Sorry, narrator. I'm just kind of curious. That was interesting. I went down for a bit and it didn't go anywhere. Let's try going up. I'm going to say up. But I think the elevator might be a joke. Because as far as I can tell, it just keeps going and never ever gets anywhere. But the moment I press down again to indicate I'm willing to go back down, we're straight back at the boss's office immediately. I think the elevator is a joke. So if I press down... We just did, yeah. I'm pretty sure that doesn't go anywhere yet, at least.
But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk.
Yeah, I know what that is now.
In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried, but Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Sorry.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy. So he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Alright, very clever. Escape, I would say.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
In all fairness, Stanley seems to regenerate every time, so it doesn't really matter so much. It's fine.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Nah, he's fine. He's good. He's happy with violent death.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
That's right. Cake or death, I choose death. And here comes the death. Here's the death. This is the death hole. Into the death hole we go! And down we fall into where the heck?
As the
What?
machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Oh well. Hello, crushing walls.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
Hello?
In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Who are you? Ooh. Or I didn't. Or I escaped. Who are you? I might like you better than the other narrator. You seem to be the sort of narrator who just let me escape. That's fine. I like you a lot better. Where are we? The Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
I think he's trying to prove his own value. The narrator's trying to prove that he is important to the game, that he's required, that free will is actually terrible for a game. Utter freedom is bad. There needs to be some level of context, formatting, control. There needs to be... yeah, there needs to be things that control everything. It's better if a game is not perfectly free, which is true. That's important for game design, but instead we're in this beautiful new area.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Ooh, Stanley's computer. And a map of the facility. And that is, the left. The left and the right. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. Okay, and what's with the office layout then? Blueprint the game, office from Stanley's office to the two doors. First part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered through the development. Call out remains almost identical to the first iteration. But okay, can this tell me something about what the choice between the doors means? Set of two doors was the first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room is created, the rest of the game emerges as an extension of it. Exploration of contradiction this room posed. So all of a sudden we've gone a little bit the beginner's guise here. So nature paintings and aha. That looks distinctly like that ending I first got. As if that first ending was completely fake. But here are all the assets. Filing cabinets. Office computer. Someone playing solitaire. I recognise this one. Some credits. I'm not sure if those are the real credits. I didn't actually look up the name of everyone involved here. Doors. Buttons. Can I push buttons? I can push buttons. They just don't do anything. Now this is interesting. First choice, the obey versus disobey. The right versus left. Every single option, there is a mention of a confusion ending in maintenance. One doorway to maintenance in the lounge. An original back on track option. The confusion ending in maintenance. No one mentioned the vent. Hang on, does this tell me which one of those was actually real? Ultimately, it was the simplest version that won out, so presumably version 1. So if I go to the lounge and take the first left, can I get through maintenance to get to the confusion ending? Confusion ending! I totally want the confusion ending. That's perfect. I found the exit. Okay, it was up here by the top section.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
On, off. Off, I think.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
I can.
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
What? That's incredibly easy to see.
But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail.
Can
Push
I?
Escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
What? I don't know if that's... No, resume! Okay! Oh, the game's messing with me now. This game's messing with me now. Ah! Having been staring at a black screen waiting for it to reload, I am, in fact, stuck here. I'm stuck in darkness. I'm trying... Nothing does. Okay, I need to begin the game again, unfortunately. What? What? Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
But this is a different layout. This isn't the right layout. What? What the... What? What? How... Why have you changed the...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors...
No, confusion ending, confusion ending. Go right, correct myself, go for the confusion ending, which apparently is in maintenance. I saw that in the weird ending where I may have just died or something. I'm not entirely sure. Yep, through the lounge. And then take the first door on the left, which is the correction, which will take me... Yes, the confusion ending. Confusion ending. Confusion ending. Woo, confusion. Fusion. Fusion.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
Right, don't want to get back on track. But it would appear that on this occasion there's no choice involved, so we have to follow.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right, my mistake.
Wait, hang on. Does that mean I can now open this door? No, darn it.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? Okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Okay, get through it quickly. Good. Phew. We've got just a random truck here underground. And then down here. To the confusion ending.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Ah, so that will be the confusion ending because you see something you're not supposed to see. Okay, I get it. Now, what happens if you completely mess with the narrator, but this time, while messing with the narrator, you actually agree to get back on track after, like, you mess up? Uh-oh.
When Stanley... Wait, what?
Uh-oh.
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or...
Well, no, but I may have slightly restarted after a woman took over.
Story? Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
I'm going for the chair door. Chair door. Chair door. Oh, gosh, John, I can't get to the... Can I get to the chair door by... Yes, chair door by cutting right. Chair door. I like the chair door. Chair door is good.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Okay, we're back at the beginning, but this time...
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I will gladly, but I'm not convinced it's going to be there. And then... Oh, this is even worse!
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from.
Now, there's clearly an open door that side. If you just open this door for me, I could go and have an explore. Let's go back to...
Aha! I knew we'd miss something.
What?
The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
I want to know more about the female narrator who suggested we need each other, which obviously... Well, It's kind of like how the player and the developer need each other. The developer is pointless unless the player is there too. Oh wait, no, now is it going round? No, now it's not going round more at all. Because yeah, without the player, a game is unplayed. Without a good developer putting constraints on the player, the game is just open and pointless and empty and nothing. And it's also, I guess, kind of a religion thing that God needs man as much as man needs God. One needs to be believed in, the other needs something to believe in, I guess. And now we're underground or something.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Yay!
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting...
No, it's fine. Just like tell me my wife was actually dead all along and then fade to black. Roll credits. You've got a perfect game. The Stanley Parable Adventure line.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
I wonder what's in the normal place. What's in the normal place? Are the doors back? Are there any doors?
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
I like the line. In line we trust. We should. You see, I told you, if we just followed this line, this door was open. I flipping told you. Told you we could just follow the line. Let's just follow the line. We're on the line now.
The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
Don't worry, I'm following the watch this way.
Here's a thought. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
I like the confusion ending. This is the best ending.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Okay, wait, are we back to... Aha!
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Okay, there's a new line here. Is it the same line?
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
437, perfect.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Oh, now I feel sorry for the line. The line can be part of our story. It can play the role of, like, a snake. A super badass awesome snake that's been released from the Chamber of Secrets and we need to, like, take it out. But to do that, we need to pull, like, Godric Gryffindor's sword out of a hat. Could you, like, send me a phoenix with a hat? I think if you do that, we might be able to kind of salvage this whole situation.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay.
Actually, I'm going to go the opposite way. Screw you.
Then, by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley. Our destiny awaits.
Right-hand door, you say? No. Damn you, that's not a choice. That's not a choice. You're lying about the nature of choice. Ooh, the confusion ending.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing. Wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really... No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
I'd actually quite like to see the bookshop if I could. I guess the timer just ran out. Now if I find a bookstore, and now...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Did I? Wait, hang on. I'm mid-confusion ending. What happens if I go deeper into the confusion ending?
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Could do. Is the confusion ending still there? The confusion ending's still there. I'm supposed to go down the confusion ending. Hang on a sec, what if I just drop down here? That's next. What's down there?
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful. All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Wait, what? Uh-oh. Have things changed? Narrator, are you okay? Alright, let's go back here, but this time follow the cargo lift.
But the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Wait a minute. Her? The female narrator?
Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
The female narrator? Who is she? I'm actually kind of curious about that. That's the most interesting thing in this game to my mind. Hello? What?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Done. Hello? You the female narrator?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Okay. Well, I like my mannequin wife.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Press Y on your gamepad. Done.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Uh-oh. The game begins with a man doing an incredibly boring job where he just pushes the buttons he's told to, and now I'm effectively just doing quick time events. This is playing with the nature of gaming.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
What if I just don't? What if I don't feel like it? I'm going to press B. That didn't do anything. And sadly, just like the narrator said, they've got more patience than me, because I'm an impatient gamer that just wants to see what happens next. And the narrator, they can simply just take what he said and space it out so it doesn't get said until 30 minutes in the future. He is, in this universe, God. He has more patience than me because time they can play with, and I can't.
But in his mind, in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Press LB to watch TV. Where's the TV? There it is.
So he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Press Y to tell your wife you love her. Oh, blimey, this is getting dark and creepy all of a sudden.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
And I'm just making everything turn back into my office.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Press Y to be at work in the morning. Can I actually not? I'm gonna wait at least for a minute. Okay, so maybe I'm gonna push it, but that's not my fault. It's because I can't do anything else. I can't. Oh god, this game suddenly it's about everything, isn't it? It's about religion, and it's about game design. It's also just about mediocre life. Just a boring, menial life where you feel like you can't escape but go through the routine.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
And we're back to the beginning again. Blimey. This game's very, very good. It's about so much. It like speaks to you about feeling trapped in a job that you can't do anything about. And I've done office jobs that you kind of feel you're just trapped in a routine where you're not learning anything or doing anything. You're just stuck doing them. And it's about so much. It's fascinating. And you kind of just want to keep going through it, trying to find the next little nugget of truth. But yeah, the game's kind of all about not playing for it. Like both the narrator and the female narrator, whoever she is, have said the only way to win is not to play. You know what? I think we will leave this off here. I've seen enough to make me know it's very, very interesting. But many of you will know that because everyone who is everyone played this. What was it? 6 months, a year ago, whatever. I'm late to the party, but I've had a lot of fun with this game. It's a very fun little game, a very interesting little game. Like, you know, reminiscent to me of like both the Beginner's Guide and Undertale, but honestly I kind of prefer it to both actually. I think I do actually prefer this to both. It's kind of a little bit more focused and to the point. You can kind of get through and do your next run and figure out what's going on a lot faster. So yes, fascinating little game, genuinely fascinating. One I might just kind of go through a few more times off camera, just trying to figure out if I can learn anything else there. But it's a great little game.
For a long time in one spot. It's part of the game. He likes to see how long he can go without dying. So far, he's doing excellent. And if he just stays right where he is, I'm sure he'll keep up that good momentum. Let's observe the genius at work.
Shut up, narrator. I'm busy narrating myself. And I just love how, like, there's so much you don't think about. Like, if you just stay still in a room, sometimes things happen, sometimes they don't. And when he says, like, keep doing this for a period of time, you think maybe doing that would do something versus maybe it wouldn't. There's a lot here. A lot here to unpick, and I've greatly enjoyed it. Well, I think we'll leave this off here. Stanley Parable, great little game. Let me know if there's like similar games to this. I might kind of look at kind of other games that are similar to this if there are similar ones. So yes, maybe more of this sort of thing in the future. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, I've been John. This has been Many a True Nerd. This has been the really rather excellent Stanley Parable. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Haha, I'm a genius at time. Oh, okay, this escalated quickly. I'd like to fly your drone. So good about a butterfly in a bucket. What does that tell you about the human condition? Are we the butterfly and is capitalism the bucket? What happens if you go right to the back in time? The very beginning of time. Oh, you literally just burn the universe.